Hello and welcome to the MMMUSD Education Podcast, where we explore, share, challenge, and search out innovations in education, starting right here in our own backyard of Vermont. Welcome to the MMMUSD Education Podcast. If you haven't already, make sure you sign up for updates at our blog or follow us on Twitter, Google+, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and iTunes. If you have a show idea or would like to produce a segment, let us know. In today's show, we visit a space, a classroom space, where robotics, cardboard, tape, and creativity combine and result in amazing levels of student engagement.
Because the hook was a bit harder to make.
That and it comes down.
Harder to collect the rock. So we're going to try and build the rock.
Nice.
Pick up the pieces, Jenny.
My name's Dave Bouchard. I'm the enrichment teacher here at Jericho Elementary School. Last year, at the end of the school year, Ms. Graff and I had talked a lot about coming up with a new initiative, and we came to what we keep hearing, the STEM or the STEAM work, and we thought, this is new, and it's not officially in the curriculum, or it's not officially something that we're asking kids to learn about, but it seems right. It's definitely part of their world, and to be innovative, you kind of have to go for some of these things sometimes. So Vicky having the vision and myself kind of doing a lot of research on the same thing, we said, yeah, let's go for this. And within my research, a lot of what I found out was a lot of the STEM programs and STEAM programs, it's really hard to decide where to start because of the way your school is already set up, what things are already in place, where do you start? But they all say, just start. Go for something. It's better than doing nothing at all. So we went for it, and after a summer of research and a couple workshops, dynamic landscape conference, and just gathering confidence that this was a good direction to go, I was able to latch on to a few things that were key for each grade level that seemed like it would fit in. It didn't directly attach to everybody's curriculum, but I felt good about knowing that part of it was teaching a way of thinking more than teaching a content area.
Oh gosh, nice. Okay, press it. Okay.
So for example, the second graders, we did toy hacking. So yeah, it's fun to take a toy apart. Okay, but think about a circuit board. Think about where it fits in life. Think about the flow of electricity through a circuit board. Think about an iPhone. Does that have a circuit board? Now I don't have to be the end user anymore. I don't have to be just the person that gets the iPhone and has no idea how the technology works. Now I start thinking, I know there's electricity moving around inside. I know that electricity is getting delivered to the microphone, to the camera, to the processing unit. I'm starting to think, hey, maybe I could get into a toy, or maybe I could tell the electricity what to do at some point when it's appropriate in my education. I'm starting to see how things work. I'm starting to be curious about that. And the kids even reshape the toys. They get to kind of have them do different things. They get to redecorate them. So now when you start talking about STEAM, STEM with the A in it, the arts, now they're repurposing the toy. They're decorating it. They're adding a little something to it. They're making it their own. And they're feeling really good. Now it's, hey, I made a toy. And I know how it worked. So hopefully they go back to class and they say, I didn't really understand how this math problem worked, but I know if I look at it differently and I take it apart a little bit, I know in the end maybe I'll be successful to solve it my own way. Maybe I can make it my own way.
We are going to get our wire that Ryan's getting right now, and we're gonna plug it into the computer, and we're gonna plug it right into our program, and we are gonna go down the ramps, and we're gonna try to pick up the snow, and we're supposed to dry it and put it in the stone area, and then once you're done that, you're finished doing the project.
Great.
You know, again, it's a way of thinking is the way I see it sometimes. There's the thinking, and then there's the physical thing you're doing.
Right.
You know, like
And you're putting the thinking ahead.
putting the thinking, I try to put it ahead.
Yeah.
Sometimes the excitement of something is hard to slow it down. I saw it a lot today in Lego Robotics. You know, they know how to program. They know how to get the robot to move. Well, now they're at the part that I really like when they get stumped at how to pick that rock up, how to pick that thing up. And, you know, they have the original claw that comes with it, the original up and down thing, but that doesn't work so well. You know, there's a real life problem there. It's not exact. So how can we get around that? And I keep seeing kids hit the wall. It won't work. It can't get it to, well, why don't we say, I can't do that yet.
We leave at 12:15 for us.
No, for us, we did ours like
We're the last
oh yeah,
That's supposed to be negative.
and it's not negative.
I'm going to keep trying this way. I'm going to go talk to that other group about it, you know. Have it not be so competitive. Have it be like, let's work together. Let's solve this problem. Let's think about how in the real world this might happen. How does this happen when the Hubble Space Scope can't get that new lens in because there was something they forgot about back on Earth with the engineers? You know, those astronauts had to think at that moment, how are we going to solve this problem? They didn't say, oh, hey, we didn't know this handle was here. Let's go send back to Earth. Let's pack it up.
Actually, we were actually pretty close. I told you.
You know?
So where do you see, you talked a little bit about where you are now and you're thinking about your instruction and your programming. Where do you see it going like next year and beyond?
There's a couple areas where I see it going. I really would like to tie it tightly to the next generation science standards. There's a lot of room now with the engineering component. So with the right type of, getting that thinking component in and having a good content base for what kids really need to be doing with engineering, I see this space. I don't quite call it a maker space. We kind of wanted it to be a maker space when we started. I'm seeing it more as a STEAM or a STEM space where we have a lot of the tools here that teachers might want to have their kids using, and I'm here helping them to use those tools to go about going through the engineering design process.
Lance, look how ours landed. Come on. It was our line. Stone area. Practice.
So there's two things. I noticed it came a little too far. So I'd also like to take a leap, and this is my vision. I really want it to be for the good of like something that really helps out humanity. I mean, I don't mean to make it sound so big, but I mean there are ways. There's room in the what you need to do to find different vehicles, and I'd love solar, wind, garden, things that are real issues in our nation and for scientists now that we see happening on our Earth. That I don't want it to be my philosophy on what needs to change, but these are real things that are happening in our world, and students need to be ready for that. To say, hey, how can we make the better battery like Tesla just did? How can we improve wind power? How can we make solar, something that's more sustainable for everybody? We already have a garden. What's going on in the garden? Like where are we getting our water? Droughts are a problem out west right now. If the climate's changing, according to some people, like how can we conserve water in our own garden? Where can we get water for our garden? You know, what can we do differently with our soil? These are things that we could look at and work on right here in school. And I happen to have the space, and we have, you know, allotted the resources to have a space to make that happen.
How do you make it? How do you make the forklift thing drop?
Well,
Yeah, maybe you should make 1.0.3.
I can't get them to leave when they come in here.
I saw that.
Yeah, they really, they have this problem, and they get involved with it because they are so hyper-focused on the goal and the task that the smaller things just kind of get pushed aside to get to the goal or the task. So I see a lot of authentic engagement and drive when they have that problem to solve. I would love it to be a problem that they came with from home or from their real life, but I don't always see that kids have those really rich, super deep problems at this age. To kind of frame them a little bit for the kids, like the cell tower challenge that I do with the third graders.
Yeah.
You know, they do know that they use cell phones, and they know their parents use cell phones, and then they'll have dead spots when they're with their parents because they like to use the technology. And I'd say, you know, we have a very mountainous, hilly landscape here in Jericho, Vermont, and around this area. Not everybody wants to see a cell tower up on a ridgeline, like out there outside the classroom.
Yeah.
How could you make a cell tower that would fit in with that?
Yeah.
You know, and then they get into the electronics, which they've already learned about in third grade, and they say, oh, it's more than completing a complete circuit. That's great. Let's take it a step further. This complete circuit, actually, I could put a light on. Oh, I can add a sensor to it. Oh, I can have all those components again that a cell phone has, but I'm rearranging them myself on this tower. When the plane comes by, the sound sensor lights up the light, tells the plane, look out, don't fly too low. When the person steps on the mat at the bottom of the stairs and the alarm goes off, it says, don't be fooling around our cell tower. This is an unsafe place for you. You know, when the light goes on, when a bird lands on the platform that you don't want nesting up there, you know, now you've created something that really is a possibility. Now, this year with the Cell Tower Challenge, the kids knew that I was kind of the inspector. They played along with it. They loved it. But again, next year, really get involved. Really have someone come as this third grade Cell Tower Challenge evolves, or maybe even a dam challenge with erosion or something, and get those people in. That would be my next step, goal, to connect to the outside world with some of these challenges and things, especially like with the robotics. We make pretend that's Mars, and they've got to get the rock off Mars and get it back to the home base to get back. Like, let's get somebody in here. Let's Skype with somebody. Let's connect to people who are working on the Mars rover. Now, when you tell this to rotate once, watch how much a rotation is.
Hayden, it'll be different now. Can I tell why? Because it'll go down.
Watch. See if we can get it to go one rotation.
So like 1.5 rotations.
Was that even a full rotation? Watch that.
Wait. Like 1 rotation.
Was it even a whole rotation? Yeah, so how do you write a half?
1.5.
1.5? 0.5. And here's something else about this motor.
Let's just try
Okay, and don't forget, you have forward power. See, you're having the power go this way. You could also have it go that way. One's up and one's down. I'm not going to tell you which.
We want to thank David and his scholars for letting us visit and learn from them. The room was alive as students were putting together robots, programming them to pick up rocks on a course that they built. It was amazing. We'll continue to explore and share the concepts of STEM, STEAM, and Makerspace as we move forward in our understanding and implementation of these philosophies. David said it well, do something. Jump in, see what happens. My name is Michael Berry. Thanks for listening.